I'm probably gonna post this on YouTube to make sure I got a good angle right quick. So what we're gonna be doing basically is showing you how to take apart a basic transmission, like what goes in your Traxxas two-wheel drive vehicles. This is not a Traxxas transmission. It's just like one, but this is actually an RPM one. But the Traxxas one and the RPM one, they're basically the same, just different colors, and the RPM has a metal motor plate. But the Traxxas one and this one, they're not different, so they go together exactly the same. So I'm going to show you kind of how to take it apart. So I got 3 tools. This is a wrench. This is not your normal Traxxas wrench that comes with like your kit where you to take off tires and slipper clutch right here. This actually came in my Arma Notorious kit, my 6S Arma vehicle. Has a bunch of different sizes. We'll use this one to take off the slipper clutch, and this is we got, I don't know what the size of these hex wrenches are, but we got a kind of small one, then we got a little bit bigger one, which is standard size. I think these are both metric. I don't know. Also, little note, if you don't know, there's 2 different types of hex wrenches. There's metric, and then I don't know what the other one is, but there's 2 different types. So try to find a hex wrench that fits whatever screw you have snug and tight and is not loose or anything really. But yeah, this one's tight, so that's a good wrench, the right wrench at least. So to basically take the transmission apart, you gotta take it out of the vehicle. On the bottom of the rear, you'll have 6 screws, my bad. You'll have 4 big ones, and you'll have these 2 little ones. Like these 2 big ones right here, those holding the arms and whatnot. Then you have 2 little ones. I'm trying to think. Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what screws, but whatever. I have them anyway. So you want to take if you have a wheelie bar, you want to take that off with the longest screw. So there's 3 screws that hold on the wheelie bar to the actual transmission case in the car. The longest screw goes right here. The second longest screw goes right here. Then the shortest screw goes right here. Like I said, there's 3. And to take the actual transmission halves apart, you want to take off these 4 screws. Obviously your gear cover if you have one on. And then your slipper clutch. And then if you have an RPM transmission, you got 1 or 2 more screws under here that holds this plate on to take off. But yeah, I'll try to show it in the video of me taking it apart. So we'll start with the slipper clutch actually. If you have it, it's kind of easier if you want to take it off of your vehicle, to take the slipper clutch off. But excuse me, it really depends on you. Angle that right there. So get both your drive shafts, hold them like this so they can't spin. Don't break them though, but just hold them. And then you just want to twist the nut off. Oh crap. Oh, I gotta find a different way to hold them because they're still spinning. Come on. Alright. Like I said, if you're holding the drive shaft back, try not to put too much pressure on them. I mean, they won't break. At least they shouldn't. But you just don't want to, because, you don't want anything bad to happen. Also, I want to mention I have a bunch of paper towels, even under here, so just in case. So to take your slipper clutch off, you have a nut that holds the main thing on. You have your spring. Then you actually pull the spur gear off with this bearing and slipper clutch pads, which everything looks in order. The bearing's free. Gear looks fine. So replace any parts that you might need to along that way. The disc, you can always clean that out with some WD-40. That's fine. pull off this little plate thing. Then at the end of it, you'll have a little shaft if you can't see it. Pull that little shaft out. Don't lose any little parts because you'll always need them. If you do lose it, well, you have to get another one. Alright, so the stock transmission case, the gray one, or whatever color your stock case is, you'll just have basically these 4 screws on this side and maybe the wheelie bar, but you know, basically these 4 screws. But if you have like an RPM case or something, you'll have these 4 screws and then these 2 screws to hold in this motor plate. It's actually, I like the motor plate because I feel like it holds the motor in better and it's like a heat sink. But if you don't know, I've recently just built. I haven't posted any videos of it on YouTube or whatever. I don't even think anybody really watches my YouTube, but comment down below if you do. But I mean, you're probably not watching this because it's gonna be long and you know just me talking. But I hope you do because you know I like people watch my stuff. It's always good to have people around. But yeah, recently this is a brand new transmission. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm actually getting a Integy green aluminum transmission case, just like the stock one, to go in the Stampede to replace this one because I don't like plastic parts because screws can come back out of them easy. Like this, the screws, they're just not like tight. I know they don't need to be tight, but you know, they're just not tight and I don't really trust it, to be honest. I mean, it's a good transmission overall, but that's just me. I don't like plastic stuff because it don't hold as tight as normal. I was wondering why this screw wasn't coming out. Well, it is, but I didn't see it. But yeah, the only reason I'm getting an aluminum one is because you can't really strip out screws because it's aluminum, not plastic. And also you can use thread locker the correct way and hold it together much better than this would. And it also acts like a big heat sink. The whole transmission, because it's aluminum, it's like a big heat sink for the motor and gears and stuff to keep everything pretty much cool and running smooth. I really don't know too much about that transmission, but I mean, people say it works really good on the Stampede, and it's fairly a really pretty good transmission overall. So I got that plate off. Like I said, if you have the stock transmission case, you don't gotta take that plate off because they don't have it. But if you're me, then an RPM you do have it. So next, you just remove these 4 screws right here. Also, there's 4 of these screws, like I said. The shortest one is right here. The longer one's right here. So remember, short one right here, longer one's over here. And I can show you that after I get them out and stuff. You can skip through this video if you want to, because you know you probably already know how to do this, or if you don't, then you know I'm kind of showing you. Probably not the best way to show you, but I'm giving you an idea, I guess. See, look at that screw. That's actually white lithium grease. So this is inside. I don't know if it's supposed to have grease on it, but it does. Do I think that's really a good thing? Probably not. But yeah. I want to upload more videos of my Stampede and build and stuff. I think I still got a bunch of it when I was building it, like the process. So I could probably upload them, maybe, if I have some good internet, along with this video. I actually ordered the NCG aluminum transmission case, the green one, of course, because I'm doing a green theme, like a day or 2 ago, and I just got an email that it has shipped. So, but I ordered it Saturday and it shipped today, so I don't know how many days it should be here. Maybe 3, 4, 5. I would say normal business days, I guess. So yeah. Oh, also along with that aluminum transmission case, what was I gonna say? STRC and Hot Racing and a couple other people, they make hinge pins for like the A-arms and stuff to hold to the other parts, like the axle carriers. They make hinge pins that don't actually screw into the arms. They go through and they're a nut lock style. So on the other side, you lock it on with the nut. So like, here's your arm, you stick the pin through, and then on the end you lock it with a nut, and it's like, it's really tight and don't back off after a while. It's just a good upgrade to have. Okay, moment of truth. All screws are out. Wait, I said the shorter screw went right here and all the other ones are longer. I think. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to measure, see if which ones. Huh. I thought these were all the same size. So those are the same size. Oh, I think I used different screws because it came with a different like screws with this case. So I think I mixed them up. Dang, I don't really know which ones are the right ones now. I gotta go find some and oh crap. I don't even know. All right, next. Oh, I forgot to take off the drive shafts. These little things right here. Yeah, I take them off before you can actually pull it apart. Try not to over tighten these too much or take them off a lot because they do get loose and kind of, they don't get stripped out though. They don't hold their pins and threads as good when you take them off a lot or whenever you're doing something. So if you can, don't take them off, but if you have to, then go ahead. It's not gonna hurt it, but personally, I don't like taking stuff off, plastic stuff off if I don't have to. So I don't strip it. What? What the? Is this stripped? No? Okay, maybe I just didn't have my screw in, my driver in it good enough. It's like it wasn't working for a second. Now okay. Seems okay. Let me get the grub screw out. Like I said, you can skip through this. You don't have to sit here and watch the whole thing. Bro, come on. Okay. So you take one drive shaft out, put it to the side, take the one out, put it to the side. I don't know why I'm taking this apart today, because the other transmission won't be here for a while. And you should be able to, it's gonna be nasty in here, it's gonna be greasy. You should be able to wiggly. There's your gears. You don't have to use this much grease, but I do, because that's just me. I over grease everything, because I don't want nothing to happen at all. So yeah, that's let's just take this gear out. I'll show you the different gears too, and the different parts and stuff. I'm trying to get these little washers out. There should be 4 washers. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't grab one with the driver. I gotta get it with my finger. I stuck my hand in all that grease. I got so many paper towels, but I can't get to them because all the stuff's on top of it now. Come on, bro. There we go. I just got my hand off real quick so I don't touch anything and get grease everywhere. Make sure that washer is actually there. I think there's a washer right here. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this washer, make sure it's actually... Alright, whatever, it's there. Okay, so the internal gears are your differential. Mine has grease on it, that's why it looks like that. If you take this apart, make sure to clean it with some WD-40. Maybe get a toothpick and clean out all the gears, or just spray it down. Just make sure it's clean, and then fill the inside up with whatever you want. I just use white lithium, and I pack it up on the inside of this diff and on the outside. So there's your diff. I'm not gonna take it apart right now because that would be a mess. This is your idler gear. It has two ball bearings in it, and then you going through that idler gear, you have a idler shaft. On every side of that, you have two washers. Then you have your input gear. Whenever I've been having these cars for maybe 2 to 3 years now, not the Stampede, but other two-wheel drive Traxxas, and I've never really had a transmission failure. The only time I actually had one was with this shaft right here. There's a pin that goes across here in the middle. That pin will sometimes either slip out or break off or something. And I've had that break off, I think, once or twice. I think it's just once. But yeah, this is your input shaft, or slipper clutch shaft, whichever one you want to call it. This also has a washer on each side. There's one right there, but I couldn't get it off, so I have 3 on the table. In the transmission halves, you have 2 bearings, I believe. 2 bearings on each side, so 1, 2. Oh god. 3, 4. Then you have 2 inside your idler gear, right? 1 and 2. So you have a total of 2 force. 2 force. Wait, hold on. 6? I thought there was 8. Alright, so there's only 6. 7. I don't even know. I thought there probably is 8. I just don't see the other one. But yeah. That's pretty much it. Now I got a mess and I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna actually go out in the garage and see if I can find the original screws that hold the actual trans on the outside, like those 4. I don't know which ones. I know these 3 are probably the original. I think this is the actual one that came with the actual case, the RPM. Alright, so there's not much to this video. It's just me. Oh my god, 18 minutes. It's just me trying to take apart a bare Traxxas RPM transmission case, which I did. So now I'm gonna put everything in baggies, I guess, and wait to get the Integy aluminum transmission case and hinge pins and whatnot. Put everything back together and put it back in the Stampede and I guess run it. But for now, I'm just gonna try to clean up and I don't know, try to find another screws, I guess.